So let's look at the EON AI Assistant Show and Tell. First, we're going to start with the lesson plan, as we always do in teaching. So I happen to use ChatGPT to help me, just creating content, quiz material, questions and answers, discussion prompts, specific material about what I want to talk about. And of course, I combine that with my other research that I always do for lesson planning. Once I do that, I put in my template and save it as a PDF. I'll be using this later in my experience, so students or learners will see the lesson plan within the immersive experience. So now it's time to create using the Metaverse Builder AI Assistant. I'm going to go ahead and click Metaverse Builder and place in AR mode.
Hi, what do you want to learn about today?
Turbofan engine. So once I say Turbofan engine, my AI assistant looks through my libraries and I pick the one that I want and place my model in AR mode next to my avatar.
I'm your AI guide. You can ask me anything.
What is the function of the nose cone in the turbofan engine?
The nose cone helps to protect the fan blades from damage and also helps to direct the airflow through the engine.
The AI portal also comes with prepared questions, so you can just simply click those and you'll get an answer.
I am preparing a detailed response to your question. The main components of a turbofan engine cutaway are the compressor, turbine, and fan.
Now I'm going to add another annotation. I can do this by talking or typing. So with this method, you can get very specific on things like model numbers or certain types of equipment that you want to get information about.
After starting and taking some essential outputs, it's time to explore the performance control of the GE90 engine. Modern-day jet engines are built to work on a system called the Full Authority Digital Engine Control.
To add more content, I just click on the plus sign on my portal and I can add any of the things you see here. In this case, I'm going to add a PDF that I've prepared previously on a lesson plan. I'm also going to add an image. So now you see I have more portals. And the PDF will pop in right there. I can look at any of these portals also in full screen if I want. Now, on the bottom, I click the assessment portal area and it comes preloaded with quizzes, identify, locate, and things pertaining to the annotations on the model. I can change those, add my own, or keep the ones that are there with the model. Here I'm going to add a 3D recording. Let's go over the turbofan engine, starting with the nose cone and inlet where the air comes in, the fan, first compressor stage. We have a smaller compression stage where the air is under higher pressure, combustion chamber where it ignites, and now we have full. So now I'm going to go ahead, after I finish this, and check my playback and make sure that my avatar is how I want it. We get to a smaller compression stage where the air is under higher pressure, combustion chamber where. Now I'm going to add some interactions and sound effects. There are many choices, and you can have them activate using a part or a surface area or just simply by passing by the model. So on playback, once they're triggered, that animation and sound will occur. Now in playback mode, let's use the persistent anchor and bring the model up right where we put it.
Hi, you're in edit mode for turbofan engine cutaway.
And there's my engine with all the notations and all the work I did before. Use the buttons on the top left to open the portals and the annotations. There you see all the content that we previously put in. This is the PDF. Again, in playback you can make it full screen as well.
Most jet-propelled airplanes use a turbofan design. The turbofan can be thought of as a high-tech propeller inside of a duct called a diffuser, driven by a gas generator.
Here comes those animations. Now for these I set it to trigger when I press a part, so I'm just pressing those circles. Now I'm going through some of the assessment content. Quiz, identify, and locate. And now we'll bring up the 3D recording that we previously did for the learner.
This is a turbofan combustion engine. Let's look at the different parts. You can take it apart, look at the various pieces. Starting here with the turbofan and the blades, first combustion stage. Let's go ahead and look at the labels. So the air comes into the nose cone, goes through the compressor, gets further compressed in the combustion chamber where it gets ignited, air gets ignited, and there is the exhaust.
I'm your AI guide. You can ask me anything. Hang on, I'm compiling a response to your question. The main components of a turbofan engine cutaway are the compressor, turbine, and fan.
Tell me about the inlet in a turbofan engine used on a 777 aircraft.
I'll have the answer to your question shortly. The inlet on a turbofan engine is used to bring in air to the engine. The inlet is located at the front of the engine and is made up of 3 parts: the inlet cone, the inlet guide vanes, and the inlet screen. The inlet cone is the first part of the inlet and is used to direct the air into the engine. The inlet guide vanes are located behind the inlet cone and are used to guide the air into the engine. The inlet screen is located at the back of the engine and is used to keep foreign objects from entering the engine.
So some other important things. We do have a question mark on the top right where you can look at all of the multi-touch gestures and get help on any of the buttons. Also, the digital twin and annotation menus are there on the top right, as well as the one-to-one scale. You can also disable the AI assistant, for example, when you're creating portals. Right here, I'm showing an example of creating a different anchor. Maybe I want to put this lesson in another place, so I'll save it there. And I take a picture to remember where I left it. And now other people will be able to find my model and have this experience. So the buttons on the left, this is the X-ray view, seeing through the model, and this is the explode view to see individual parts. And you can click on any part, double click, and you'll get right to that part in the hierarchy. Okay, so to repeat, you bring up your anchor, you get your model, and you're right in that experience with all of the content that was added during the create mode.